welcome everyone to How to Achieve Lean Digital Transformation in 2023. Lean digital transformation, it's a real buzzword that's happening right now, and it's taking organizations by storm, probably because of the recession rumors. Many organizations, they really want to transform how they run their businesses with tech, but they're fewer aware of how to move forward with digital transformation. So in this webinar, we're going to show you how to get lean digital transformation right, and we're going to show you how to find solutions that deliver results. So one of the most confusing aspects about digital transformation is knowing where to start. And we're going to really help you with that. So it can be hard to determine where all your resources should go, or even if you're making smart investments. So to introduce the topic further, we're going to show you what you're going to learn today. So you're going to learn why you should adopt a lean digital transformation strategy. You're going to learn how to achieve a lean digital transformation strategy, and you're going to take control of the buying process and find best fit solutions that drive digital transformation in 66% less time. So now I'm going to introduce our wonderful host, Casey Baldwin. Casey's background includes 18 plus years leading marketing and communications for financial services, which I know is shocking since she's so young. But following this, Casey entered the technology industry as a customer success manager for an insurance tech software company. And thankfully, she joined Olive in early 2022 as head of customer success. So welcome, Casey, and I'm so excited to hear this presentation.
Thank you, Anya. Thanks everybody for joining us today. So let's get started. So why adopt a lean digital transformation strategy? I'll refer to this in that context, but also lean DX, so everyone's aware if I switch back and forth. Lean digital transformation has really become synonymous with efficiency and predictability, obviously making it more attractive for organizations. It also gives efficient organizations more growth and innovation opportunities. We'll get into that in a couple more slides, but let's take a look at some of the benefits. Number one, operational improvements. With this, operations improves cross-functionally. So across departments, people working across departments, benefiting the overall health of the company. Customer experience improvements. So Lean DX enables a quicker response to changing customer demands and results in faster, robust production, increased quality, and lower costs. So it really helps your customer-facing teams be more proactive than reactive. Increased employee engagement. Lean's all about improving processes and removing those unnecessary workflows. Employee engagement improves when teams are engaged in efficient and streamlined processes. So everyone is aware of what they're responsible for at any given time, and there's never any confusion about who's doing what. Business performance improvements. With digital solutions, companies can leverage these new technologies like machine learning, predictive analytics to solve previously unsolvable business problems that can lead to enhanced productivity. And then increase success and efficiency. So take IKEA, for example. The Swedish furniture company's one of the examples showing how DX can change a traditional organization. Thanks to new technologies, if anyone's aware, they've got like a new shopping app. IKEA is changing the shopping experience of its customers for the better, and it also optimizes the cost in the process. Continue on why adopt. Christopher Thompson, who is a director at the Lean Institute Brazil, says that companies engage in digital transformations for the opportunity to optimize and innovate business models for fear that they'll fall behind their competitors. He argues that as companies, we need to integrate lean into strategic thinking to ensure that the digital transformations actually help us add value and eliminate waste. So adding value and eliminating waste from your transformation strategy are, giant benefits. And obviously, we at Olive agree with this thinking. As Anya alluded to, recession-like market conditions really start to weed out companies that aren't trying to innovate. So this is going to become, a lot more important as the weeks and months continue. So DX is about finding the right solutions for your organization. However, the process of discovery has traditionally been long, expensive, and by the time it's complete, it often no longer adds value. It's not lean. Finding best fit solutions have traditionally been a long, expensive process. And because of this, a lot of organizations tend to skip over or shortcut it. Either by going with well-known vendors rather than a waterfall process of gathering and ranking requirements, stakeholder collaboration, and comparing solutions to the collective needs of the organization. Shortcutting that process is risky. So, we've talked about the whys. Let's get into the how. The biggest thing, we want to ensure that the DX process adds value and eliminates waste. And so we need to acknowledge the challenges that obviously come with this. These can come up during your solution selection, and if they're not properly addressed, they're going to continue throughout implementation and end user product adoption. Change management being number one, and number two is your requirements gathering and management. So let's dive a little deeper. We're going to go into change management and why it's a significant challenge to this process. All right. So number one, and I see this a lot, failure to communicate and rationalize your digital transformation goals to stakeholders, critical stakeholders, and end users means that you fail to align the team with the project vision, which can cause a ripple effect. By the time you've actually begun implementation on these solutions, stress, resistance, and resentment have been festering. So buy-in and user adoption can become dangerously low. User adoption should lead to increased efficiency and optimized resources, not the opposite. With low user adoption, the transformation ends up being a waste in company spending. Getting buy-in relies on solid change management from the very beginning. Communication and collaboration with stakeholders and end users has a positive impact, on trust towards digital transformation change management initiatives. So you don't have to implement everything that your stakeholders say or, want. The point here is that hearing them out, inviting them to participate in sourcing solutions or offering opinions will lead to increased user adoption down the line. I've seen this in, my own experience too, in a previous companies where management wanted to implement new software for the team, and the stakeholders' opinions and thoughts and their day-to-day workflows weren't ever addressed. And when the software was implemented, there was a lot of grumbling, a lot of people who were resisting the change and asking questions, and it really slowed down the entire process about how effective this new software could make the team. And it was just a bad experience overall. I also see this with some of the customers too that I'm working with in trying to get that stakeholder collaboration and opinions right from the very beginning to at least imply that they are getting, some sort of stake in this process. So, to have a successful transformation, your stakeholders and end users must be a part of the process, no matter how small. And then moving on to the second one, requirements gathering and the management process. So understanding the business needs in the form of requirements, pertaining to your company and the company's needs are a crucial step in this process of digital transformation. To do it right, it needs to be a collaborative process with the right stakeholders. And I've said that a couple of times now. We're not going to get into how to identify the right stakeholders in the webinar, but Anya's going to put a link to a resource that does do a little bit of a deeper dive into that you can, look into later on. So we know that this current process can be long, expensive, and manual. But getting to high user adoption, it's crucial to ensure that you've identified and ranked the requirements in collaboration with those stakeholders and end users. Gathering the requirements in a collaborative way helps them feel heard. Taking feedback on the requirements in a meaningful way acknowledges their opinions, suggestions, and concerns. And in turn, you help them understand the bigger picture and the why behind the actual change. Goes a long way in effective change management. And you might even find some champions and early adopters that can help with those late adopters adopt either new process, new software, etc. Let's put all of it together. So knowing how to drive the change is becoming more important than ever for delivering business value. You want to adopt a process, a lean process, that one, gets buy-in from stakeholders in an efficient way, two, eliminates parts of the process that are high waste and low value, and three, streamlines finding the best fit vendors or solutions that are going to help you achieve your overall DX goals. Using the Olive platform to collaborate with your stakeholders, end users, and even vendors on the solution evaluations can help in achieving this lean DX. Let's dive in a little bit deeper to how the platform can do this. All right, so in a traditional RFP process, there's a lot of back and forth. If you've ever been through a solution or evaluation process, whether it's in project management, lengthy discovery meetings, stakeholder meetings, versioning of Excel spreadsheets, which I've been a victim of, email chains, and on and on. When you're looking at this graphic, the RFP process can look like this in Olive. Collaboration happens in a very agile way. You are building understanding, stakeholder discovery, and requirements gathering that can all happen concurrently. And this reduces the amount of time in in-person meetings and the back and forth with stakeholders and end users. So don't forget that change management piece of involving them right from the very beginning. Adopting this approach is where we can eliminate the wasted time and the parts of the process that don't add value or that start to minimize the value of the entire project. It allows you to focus on the requirements that are important to your company and finding the best fit solutions based on those requirements that drive positive change for your org. Also note, and I say this a lot if we do have Olive customers on the line, is that it's a waste of time to focus on the solutions that have a bright, shiny function that don't actually meet your needs and aren't important to the larger organization or that the pain that you're trying to solve. Here's what it actually looks like when you're in the platform. So requirements were added from ready-made templates, requirements libraries, project admins, and stakeholders. They can be ranked and collaborated on in real time instead of individual project meetings. So, those first 4 or 5 steps of that RFP process can all happen concurrently within one space. And everyone's working from a lot of the same information rather than the versioning of spreadsheets and, email chains and notes on pads of paper, et cetera. Within this project example, everyone was focused on the correct requirements for the project and the company. This focus within the platform sped up the process rather than, yo-yoing between spreadsheets, emails, and meetings. What does it look like in real life? So lean transformation does not happen in a vacuum. It's not a last minute top-down plan, and it needs to be a company-wide effort from the start. Here's what it looks like in real life. So on the left, we have Mark Tucker from Kong. Kong used Olive to knock months off of their HR solution selection process, eliminating the parts of the process that were high waste and low value to them, and doing everything in Olive. Kong was able to decrease their solution selection time from what Mark had said had previously taken 6 months down to just under 2.5 months. And on the right-hand side, our friend Corbin from PRMI is actually using Olive in his specifically implementation and change management process. So getting buy-in from those stakeholders and collaborating on requirements and solutions within the platform has had a positive impact on the change management at his company. Corbin's actually built implementation and change management requirements into their project. So when they're looking at a vendor, they're able to let those vendors know or let those solutions know that this is an important part of their process, and they're looking for how the vendor is going to be able to fulfill that. So they're planning for long-term down the road and not just that immediate project need. And then another way that we've seen this to eliminate waste and increase the value is actually reviewing your existing tech stack. So back to our friend Corbin, he explained that the mortgage industry, like many right now, is a bit chaotic. They're not looking to add any more technology to their tech stack. They're actually using Olive to review their current tech stack and review existing vendors to, if there's any better vendors out there when the existing contract is up for renewal. So it's a slower year in volume for the mortgage industry. There's less revenue, and there's really no capacity to add any new technology. They are excited about leveling up and either like rip it and replace it with the tech stack and make sure that what they're ripping and replacing is actually the best option for the company. So in using it this way, they're eliminating waste from their tech spend and processes and increasing the value for the company, which is uber important right now as people are watching spend. Anya is going to share some resources after the webinar, but the full video of this and how Corbin goes into this reviewing the tech stack is on our YouTube channel at Olive Technologies. And like I said, she is going to share some resources after, but I realize we went through the how and the why, and really now, why it's more important than ever to be doing this, especially with some of the recession like rumors and market conditions going on, that being thoughtful in your process and really not wasting unnecessary time or unneeded time in finding, new solutions for your organization.
Thank you so much, Casey. That was awesome. So if you want to get serious about how to use Olive for achieving lean digital transformation in particular, you can go to olive.app/free-trial and sign up for a free trial. There's also an option to talk directly with our sales team. So if you want to just chat with a human straight away, you can do that. And everybody's like super versed in the product, and they'll be able to create a personalized demo specific to your use case. So make sure that you let them know in the form what you plan on using Olive to achieve. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this Olive Innovation Series. If you want to say hi, you can email us at hello@olive.app or visit us at olive.app online. And as Casey mentioned, we have lots of client stories on our YouTube channel. If you wanted to follow us on YouTube, it's just Olive Technologies. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys at the next webinar.